All right, welcome to The Explainer. So whether you're learning to work on diesel engines, wiring a building, or even becoming a master barber, let's talk about the single most powerful tool you have. And you know what? It's not in your toolbox. It's how you manage your time. Today, we're going to break down a really practical toolkit to help you master your schedule so you can master your trade. Okay, let's just dive right into this quote, because it really gets to the heart of why we're talking about this. Look, it's not about being perfect all the time. But it is about understanding that in a hands-on field, whether it's welding or HVAC, one little slip-up in your schedule, well, it can have some pretty big consequences down the line. And here's exactly what that looks like. You've probably lived this story. You put off studying for a theory test because you had a long day in the shop. And then, before you know it, you're behind on a practical project, you're totally wiped out, and that feeling of being completely overwhelmed just starts to creep in. It is a classic domino effect. Now let's talk about where this leads, because this goes way beyond just your grades or feeling stressed out. Nope, poor time management has a real, actual cost that hits you right where it counts, in your wallet and on your career path. Seriously, just take a second and think about that. We're not just talking about paying tuition for a couple more semesters. We're talking about the entire financial picture when you delay getting out there and starting your career in a high-demand trade.
So check this out. Get a load of this number. Research shows that pushing your graduation back by just 1 year can cost, on average, over $150,000. I mean, that is a serious number. It's a huge delay in your financial independence.
So where in the world does a number like that come from? Well, here's the breakdown. And look, the really big hits aren't just the school fees. It's the lost wages, money you could have been earning as a certified pro. And it's the massive hit to your retirement savings way down the road. That's a new truck, a down payment on a house, a secure future, all pushed back. Okay, so what is it that gets us off track in the first place? Well, before we can fix the problem, we have to face the main culprit, right? Procrastination. It's time to name the enemy so we can actually beat it. And we gotta be really clear here. This is not about being lazy. Come on, after a long day working with your hands, that lack of energy, that's real. And lack of focus? Super easy when you're juggling shop hours, classes, and, life. And that fear of failure? That could be the fear of messing up a complex weld or totally bombing a key certification test. These are real reasons, not just excuses. All right, now for the good part. We've laid out the problem, so let's get into the solutions. These are the practical, no-nonsense tools you can start using literally today to take back control of your schedule and your success. Okay, first things first, you have to learn to see your to-do list for what it is. You've got to know the difference between what feels urgent, like a buddy asking for help with his project right now, and what is actually important, like studying for that final exam that gets you certified. Your career is built on doing the important stuff. This thing right here, this is the Eisenhower Matrix. And honestly, it's a total game changer. It's just a simple grid to sort every single thing you have to do. The goal? Spend your best energy on that top row. Yeah, you've got to do the urgent and important stuff, but you have to make sure you schedule time for that decide box. That's where you plan, you practice, and you build the skills that are going to make you money. Okay, next up, if you want to stay motivated, don't just set goals, set SMART goals. This whole framework is awesome because it turns a vague idea like, I want to get better at diagnostics into a real action plan. Something like, by Friday, I will correctly diagnose 3 simulated engine faults using the lab equipment. See the difference? It gives you a clear target to aim for. All right, our last tool has a pretty funny name, but stick with me. It's based on this piece of genius from Mark Twain, and the logic behind it is just rock solid. So, your frog. That's the one big, important task on your list that you are absolutely dreading. Maybe it's reading that super dense chapter on safety codes, or practicing some technique that you just can't seem to get right. The whole idea is to tackle that thing first. Get it done before anything else. Once you knock it out, you're guaranteed to have made real progress, and honestly, the rest of the day feels like a total victory lap. So now we've got the tools, right? We've got the matrix, SMART goals, and we've got the frog. But how do you actually put all this stuff together into a system that works for you? Well, it all starts with understanding your own personal why. I love this quote from a student. Your values, they're your compass. Why are you here learning this trade? Is it to build your own business someday? Provide for your family? Just to get the satisfaction of building things with your own 2 hands? Let that answer guide every choice you make about your time. It makes prioritizing a whole lot easier. So, let's make this real. right now. Don't worry about next week or the rest of the semester. Just think about tomorrow. What is that one frog, that one important task that you can commit to finishing first thing in the morning? Decide on it tonight and start tomorrow by building that momentum. The momentum that's going to carry you all the way to graduation and into an awesome career. You got this.